Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to Conquer with the Hosses. Today I'm going to give a couple of tips on how to change the tracks on a 3017D. I got this one off. I wasn't going to film this, and I thought, hey, this is kind of neat. You know, maybe it'll be helpful to somebody, and it's really quite simple if you do these couple of things I'm going to tell you. So first of all, you can see how tight the track is, right? No way that's coming off. So let me make sure I got a good position. There's a grease fitting right here. So just get a rag or something, clean that out. And it is a 7/8. Watch what happens as soon as I loosen this. You don't have to take it all the way out, just back it out. So the grease will start coming out. So it's still in there pretty good. You can see how the idler just collapses right away. Now these tracks are awkward and heavy, and this is a little machine. So to pick this up and get it over the idler is quite challenging. So what I find easier, just lower the machine down till it's just over the cogs. Now the ground is holding this up. You can see how your hand can get underneath there. But don't put your hand in there yet. Now, it doesn't take much to pick it up over this idler sprocket. Making sure all the big debris is out of that area. And they are awkward. It's almost ready to come off. I think I need to let it down just a little bit more. I was hoping that just pulled off nice and easy. As soon as I turn the camera on, of course it's going to be stubborn, right? So now you can get a little pry bar. That's how my day's going. That shit collapsed right in. So I just kept wiggling and finally I got it. Once you can get it off of that, now you can go ahead and pick the machine back up and it'll drop pretty much right out. Voila. So again, clean all the dirt off, get ready for the new ones. Now this is quite loose. I think that's supposed to be like that. I'm looking in here, there's not much play there, just in the sleeve. This one has about the same. Okay, get these cleaned up, ready for new tracks. So I just wanted to point out the tip, you know, the grease fitting, and then adjust the machine where the ground is taking all the slack out and pushing the slack over the idler. And why am I changing these tracks? They're not really that old and worn out, but you can see how we ripped a cog out of it. So I must have got a debris, limestone, chunk of concrete, something stuck in there. I'm not sure what happened, just on a slight pitch, and the sprocket or the idler must have ripped it out. So new tracks, $2 later, back in business. That track went on pretty good. Half the struggle around here is looking for everything that I need. Okay. Now with my power grease gun, and it's out of grease. Now watch the bottom of the track come up. You want this even just underneath that bottom roller. Okay, I'll stop there. I'll get the other side on, and I'll give these a couple rotations and recheck. Good view here. Making sure it's all on that roller, and all on the tooth, on the cog. Grease fitting, ready to go. Out the grease fitting, and here we go. You don't want them too tight, but not too loose. So I can just get my finger right underneath there. Let's give that a couple spins. So while I was spinning that, I was listening for any clanging, anything binding up. Everything sounded pretty smooth. Ran it a couple motions, both directions, stepped on them, and you can see how I'm just right at the bottom of the flange of the bottom roller there. Both sides are the same. That's a wrap. Let's go pour some concrete. Good morning. Nice little concrete project. A couple things I like about this job, a couple things I don't like about this job. I don't like how these wooden posts are in the concrete and by the edge. So we wrap them with our Epifoam joint. Sorry. By the edge. Now we'll put a cut going up both sides and something out here with this chunk. So I got a piece of fiberglass rebar and I'll put in here as we're placing the concrete. That way if we get a hairline, this chunk won't go anywhere. I have one laying for each piece and we are ready to pour. Not a big deal, but like on this corner, there's not much meat around it. So I wish these were temporary posts out of the way and they were sitting on the concrete. But that's out of our control. This is how we're doing it. So that's what I came up with. A piece of fiberglass, not steel. Sorry, I know it's loud. Not steel, because that could create a crack in here being so small. It's easy pour for us. Grab a sip of coffee. We'll get cleaned up and we'll talk about our next project. Okay, I'll just talk real quick on this porch. So we want to get some protection around these posts. So we use our border edger and that'll take care of this backside. Now when they wrap that post, it'll be almost out to that cut. Over here, and I'll talk real quick, this isn't really exciting stuff, but I think it's important. You know, coming off of each side like that. Now we're going to do a double cut going up to the house on these center posts. I think that'll look nice and it'll give us the protection we need. All right, we have a new worker showing up here. What you got? All right, looks like we got coffee and donuts. Things are starting to happen here. Matt pulled a number over to the post. No. Sorry.
This one here, sorry.
Inside. So now we'll do a double post. I'm sorry, a double cut. I just wanted to show you how he got that number. Over, and then measured over, marked it up there. Good. Pick that board up, slide over. Okay.
I don't know how fast it's going, but
we're going to do one right here. But not even with that.
Okay.
Got it, Matt? Alright. Jim's coming down the wall. I'll start reaching in. Concrete's still pretty soft, but he's not sinking. Are you sure you're good? It's just, okay. All right. Last thing we want is a low spot out here in rainwater. Okay. Right in the middle of that epifoam. That's what we're looking for right there. Now Matt will check the width from groove to groove. 6'6". Good. Will this work? Wet concrete? Yeah. I don't know about this one, guys. This is getting covered. All you're gonna see is out here. Am I ruining this? Okay. I don't want to mess with them anymore. I can always grind them out later, but at least the hairline crack will follow that down. Okay, let's get cleaned up, on to a fun project. Okay, I just got the truck and trailer in position. Here's what I'm up to. With a little bit of time left in the day, we started this project a few months ago. I thought, well, I'll come down and dig this driveway out. And as I'm rolling the bucket out, I thought, oh, I never set up a camera. We pulled a mixer across this a few weeks ago, and I said, oh, I'll get a close-up and see if my work cracked. I poured this about 10 years ago, and it's holding up fine. So this all came down to the old entranceway in there. And these guys are doing some amazing work to this place, fixing it up. So this phase of the project, driveway and set of steps and walkway. So let's go ahead and get this demoed out and graded and finish out this day. So this was before we started YouTubing. And I say it all the time, you should put rebar in just about all of your work. Let's see how easy this comes out compared to what you've seen us take out so far. Hopefully it comes out easy, but I wish I would have brought a chop saw because I'm gonna have to break some rebar in here. But let's see what happens, right? Is it any match for the 306? Okay, so that's still about 20 feet of rebar. See if I can wiggle that and break it. And there's our rebar. As I beat up my machine. that's a lamp post. I was ready to rip out the bush. I think we would all have to agree rebar makes a difference. Okay, the hour is getting late. Ready to sign off for the day. I came down and gave this a final coat of sealer. Harvest wheat, Kalina tan, and walnut border. 3 things going on this. Doesn't that look sharp? Steps going in. We'll stop down tomorrow and put the siding back on when the sealer's all dry. What a fun project. Okay, dinner time. See you tomorrow, everybody.